My dear brothers and sisters of the world, greetings from Universal Peace at Chat Podcast. As part of our global peacekeeping efforts, I bring this message to you all with the hopes that it may aid the peace-building efforts around the world. The scientific advancements around the globe have no doubt shrunk the world and brought us closer. But is it closer for the right reasons? To begin with, guns and other lethal weapons are easily finding their way into our homes. At a much higher level, countries around the world are on the race to be armed with nuclear weapons to keep an option of wiping out other countries or perhaps even the entire human race from the face of the earth at the push of a single button. Adding fuel to the fire, religious conflicts around the globe continue to create unimaginable damages in the lives of millions of people using these lethal weapons to their advantage. History has repeatedly shown that these high-tech weapons are used for mass killing, and yet the intensity of the problem is not felt enough. Under such ever-increasing threat to humanity, are humans really safe on Earth anymore? Can humans ever hope to live in peace and harmony anymore? Perhaps it is time that we asked ourselves a question: are we using science, technology, and religion the right way? My goal here is to analyze why the world is in its path to destruction despite our vast advances in almost every field one could possibly imagine, and look at some of the simple things that we could do for a better future. In this session, we will see how our religious differences is creating havoc in the world and what needs to be done to tackle this monster to create peace and harmony in the world. The fanaticism that many people have over a particular religion leads to converting others to one's faith using whatever means possible. While land grabbing and supremacy were the predominant reasons for war in the olden days, modern day wars have an additional basis: our religious differences. Sadly, this forms the basis for many of the inhuman activities in the modern era. It has come to a point where the entire humanity is under threat due to the ever-increasing religious conflicts around the world. Today, we shed so much blood in the name of God and religion more than anything else. But one can be sure that it is not the religion that is at fault here. How we interpret and use the concept is where the difference is. Religions do not lead us to inhumanity, and on the contrary, they do their best to keep us humans in the least, and in their best, they raise us to much higher levels. The problem arises when these very religious concepts are manipulated, misinterpreted, and used with personal motives, disgracing the sanctity of religions. Everything that evolution offers is like a double-edged sword and can be used for both constructive and destructive reasons. For example, a knife can be used to cut vegetables or to operate a person and save a life, and the same knife can be used to hurt a person, even fatally. Media can be used creatively to enhance people's lives, or it can be used to degrade our cultural standards. Airplanes can be used to take people around the globe, or it can be used in wars to cause extensive damage, or in some cases, as we have seen, it can be used as lethal bombs too. Our words and actions can be used to uplift the spirits of a person around us, or it can be used to cause deep scars in them. And religion is no exception. It can be used to raise ourselves to much higher levels, or it can be used to divide people and cause animosity among them. But none of these tools or concepts can be blamed for the negative effects. Whether we use them positively or negatively entirely depends on us. There's nothing wrong in preaching the teachings of the great spiritual leaders this world has ever produced, or about the God or gods those spiritual leaders are referring to. But what is not right is a claim that a particular individual or that particular God is the one and only preacher who is true and final, and that every human has to follow only that particular noble soul or that particular God. In my opinion, this will never work and is against nature. The only time when this could possibly work is under one of the two circumstances. Either when all the humans in this planet come to agree upon with each other about everything that is under the sky, or that there is only one human in God's creation. We all know that neither of us will ever happen. We also know that nature has created each and every one of us differently, with our own unique qualities. The difference is what makes life more interesting, challenging, and not monotonous. The advancements that we see in the world today have been possible only due to the differences in our perspectives about the world. Efforts to thrust our opinions, ideas, and beliefs upon others will only end up in creating more animosity in the world. Every religion in this world is a vast ocean by itself, without attaining self-realization, where a person becomes one with the universe. Even with a million lifetimes, one may not be able to master the teachings of all religions. Every religion provides such depth and vastness. The world is filled with limitless creations and endless ideas, and that is the way nature has intended it. Evolution is such a powerful concept. By trying to limit ourselves to something, we are definitely trying to work against nature. There is so much to share with each other and learn from each other. There is a desperate need to broaden our outlook on life. The more we expand our horizons, the more we can enjoy the world and what it has to offer. Nothing is perfect in this world, and that's the beauty of evolution. It keeps evolving. There is a need to accept and respect our differences and learn to take what's best from everything and leave things that are not acceptable to us or to the environment that we live in. Also, the only precious identity that we may ever need on this planet is we are humans, though at a much higher level we are souls and not a body that is perishing every second. Every other identity that we may use in our everyday life has very little significance in comparison to that. When we look at another person, it would be wonderful if the only thing that strikes our mind is, here's another fellow human, and no other differences ever enter our thoughts. So many have tried to convert me to their religion, but I've always told them, I go to church, I go to mosque, I go to Shiva temple, I go to Buddha temple, and I will go to any premises that is dedicated to God and is considered holy, but I don't see any reason why I should convert myself to one particular path when I can embrace them all as one and enjoy them all equally. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, a world-renowned saint, said, though a born Hindu, I attained self-realization through Islam, Christianity, and Hinduism. Another saint, Sri Shirdi Sai Baba, lived a life in such a way that no one could ever find out to which religion he actually belonged to. He followed the rituals of many religions and different ways that are unique to different religions. All saints have said over and over again that the names may be different, the forms may be different, the path we take may be different, but the ultimate goal of every religion remains the same, to reach God. If only we realize that, some of the biggest problems in this world would be solved with great ease. We may belong to different races, we may follow different religions, our skin may be of different colors, and yet we are all one in the eyes of the Almighty. Let us take a moment to say our prayers and extend our support in whatever way we can for those families who lose their loved ones in such tragedies that happen in our home, the Mother Earth. If religious differences create havoc in the world, countries like India have more things to fight against. Caste-based divisions in the community and the never-ending feuds based on this are just beyond words. My wife and I once lived in a community for a year, literally as outcasts, where the people from the Hindu upper caste would have nothing to do with us. The main reason being, we also from a Hindu upper caste, as per the books, mingled closely with people from all religions and castes without any discrimination, including adults and children from the lowest caste as per the books, who traditionally cleaned toilets and did other unpleasant chores. Despite their backgrounds, we used to hug the children. They had access to all the places in our house, including the kitchen. They dined with us, sat on our laps, lied on our laps as they would with their parents, often called us their second father and mother, climbed onto our backs, so on and so forth. Unable to accept this, the upper caste people in the area looked at us as bugs to be crushed. They live in their own small world, keeping everyone else out of their little cocoon, with the thoughts that no one is as pure and as high as them, and everybody else is way too low for them even to be considered as humans. Though it was difficult in the beginning for us to be outcast like that, we soon got accustomed to their treatment and continued to show our love and care for everyone regardless of their backgrounds. They even trained their children to look away from us when we walked on the streets and trained them not to smile or talk to us. Everything was done so discreetly since outcasting is against the law. Our repeated attempts to touch their hearts had no effect. So we then started showing our closeness out in the public to the children and adults of other backgrounds and made sure this upper caste community saw this. We just wanted to let them know that we will not be deterred by the actions to discourage us from living there and doing what we were doing. India has a long way to go to free herself from such evils. Coming back to the main topic, in order to combat violence and terrorism around the world, we need to take a holistic approach on the matter, and it is important that we work in a united and rational manner. It is high time that the UN administration and the other peacekeeping forces around the globe and the peace-loving citizens of the world join hands, making it potential enough to steer the world community on the path towards peace and harmony. It is also imperative for those in positions of leadership to overcome their political hurdles and differences and propel the global peace campaign. There is a pressing need to agree to disagree with each other, but continue to work together without losing focus on the ultimate goal, which is universal peace. If we neglect the present alarming situation due to our unwillingness to put aside our differences and work in a united fashion, chances are we would force humanity to an unnatural end. Religion and its concepts have to be introduced as part of the formal education system at the school, college and university levels, so the future generations are raised with a correct understanding and they learn to accept and respect the differences in our societies, religions and in our cultures and traditions. Parents have a vital role in molding their children in this area. As Mr. Ajay Singh, a peace preacher and self-educated research scholar from Jharkhand, India says, there is a need to unify all religious definitions with a scientific insight to tread the path to peace. I recommend his work Agilia that talks more about it. For the sake of humanity, let all of us come together to create a world that is more habitable for our future generations. The world has produced many true saints preaching unity in diversity, yet this simple concept has not permeated through us human beings, despite our claims to be the most advanced species on this planet. Isn't that a sad thing? Let all of us take a moment to think through this every day. I'm sure there will be a time when we all will see each other not as Americans, Indians, Australians, Englishmen and so on, not as Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Jews and so on, not as white man, black man, brown man and so on, but we will see each other only as a fellow human and only with the notion of brother or a sister of our Mother Earth. My goal is to reach the masses not only beyond our religious differences, but also beyond every difference that we may have between us and touch every soul under only one umbrella, which is brotherhood. And that is why I chose to begin this speech by addressing my fellow humans of the world as brothers and sisters. That brings us to the end of the study on combating violence and terrorism. If I have to summarize this in one line, I would have to say, in the rat race to claim supremacy over things, we have forgotten the feelings of brotherhood that brings all of us together as children of Mother Earth, despite our vast differences in every walk of life. Let us make an effort to bring it back to life. I would like to end this session with a small note. Many of my friends from the Western world have been asking me, what is it that I've got painted on my face? They are referring to the 3 prominent lines on my forehead, and I would like to say a word about it. It is a holy ash called as Vibhuti in Tamil. It has an intense philosophy behind it. The first line indicates our birth, the last line indicates our death, and the line in between is the life that we conduct. It serves as a constant reminder that we will become that one day, meaning when we are cremated after death, our body will turn into ash and disappear in the cosmos, leaving no signs of our existence. The only thing that will remain here is the memories people have as to how we live. It serves as a constant reminder that life is like walking on a rope and that we have to be very cautious about our every action, which inevitably affects the people around us. The physical strength that we boast upon combined with the blood rush makes us do many things thinking that we are unshakable. Nature has its own impressive and unbeatable way of reminding us of our mortality. The graying hair, the shrinking skin, the falling tooth, everything takes away our external beauty. So this holy ash also serves as a constant reminder that this body will lose all its physical strength and beauty and eventually perish someday. So we make our efforts to remove our ego, pride and arrogance that comes with money, power, position, title, outward look, name, fame and social status. It is definitely not meant to look at life in a gloomy way, but a very practical lesson that will help us to live our life the right way. So now you know why I proudly wear it, even though it is an almost outdated tradition. Thank you all for listening, and we from Universal Peace and Charitable Trust send our love to all of you and wish you a life filled with peace and prosperity. We heartily welcome your suggestions so we may improve upon. We also kindly request you to share this video with your family and friends and support our work in whatever possible manner. May love and peace radiate throughout the universe. Thank you. Please note the following. Due to the varying internet speed around the globe, we have decided to reduce the resolution of the video and the bitrate so it may enable people with low speed connection to watch the video. As you watch the video, you will find that the voice is not synchronized with the video in some places, and it is due to the software limitation. We apologize for the inconveniences. Dr. Saravanan Sundaresan talks about various social issues around the world and discusses ways to create a more peaceful world for the future generations. To watch his other videos, please visit our website www.universalpeacetrust.org and click on the videos menu option. Please purchase videos of your choice in high resolution as a DVD. All proceeds will directly go to our community projects. Please contact us for more details. Thank you.